Programming is not about computers. Programming is all about thinking. In the next minutes, I'll explain you why learning programming will do the best for you, and I think at the end of this video you will agree with me. Let's suppose you want to open a business, a restaurant. Before renting the place, hiring your staff and investing any money, you need to think. Analyze the environment, the market, your clients, plan your strategies in order to offer this type of client the products they will want and do it in the best possible way, and take decisions about the restaurant location, the business structure, and so on. Programming is exactly that, analyzing, planning, and taking decisions. I'll show you an example in a moment, but just to focus on one little thing, let's have a look at your restaurant's business structure. You need to decide whether hiring less people who can do more complex things or hiring more people specialized on simpler tasks. Each business is different, of course, but let's see this example. If you hire just one very skilled person who can do everything, you would probably save money and managing the human resources would be easier, right? Well, yes, but that's not all. This model can have some advantages at the beginning, but it will sure bring future troubles. For example, if this person has a problem or gets sick or whatever happens, all the business areas will be affected. Let's think of another model. You hire more employees, but each one of them having just one skill. So one can cook, the second one can talk to the clients, and the third one washes the dishes. Even if their individual salary is lower than the super skilled guy, the whole staff cost will be higher and the managing will be more complex. However, thinking of the future, this model has some important advantages. One of them, if one of the employees has a problem, the rest of the business doesn't have to get affected. Working on the problem will be simpler and probably cheaper, and if you have to replace the employee, sure, it will be easier and cheaper. The more complex your business is, the more specialized employees or units you need. Said in programming words, you need modularization to achieve scalability. There are many things to think about, many mental skills you use when you are programming. But staying with this example about the business structure, I want to show you something I've created for you. You have a social network for cat lovers, and you have an app where your users post the list of their favorite cats, so they can add cats, delete cats, and so on. This is actually not important. If we go to see the code, we find one file here. This is our only super skilled employee. If we open it, we see that it contains many things. We see some styles here. Colors, we see contents, texts, titles, and we see also actions, what happens when we write something or we click on something. So in this app, everything is together. This has many future inconveniences, but the most problematic is that if something happens to this file, the whole app will be broken. Let's see the right approach. This is exactly the same app. It looks the same and it does the same. However, now we see three guys here, each one of them simpler than the super skilled guy we had before. If I have to improve something, if I need to change something, it will be way easier and therefore cheaper to work on a simpler module. And, very important, way safer. Check this out. I want to change the color of the title. I want to improve the styles module. The rest of the app doesn't need to be affected. I will work with just one of my employees. So I open it, I look for the title, it's easier to spot, and I change the color. Let's see. There we go. And let's suppose this guy has a problem. I make a mistake, something happens, or you know what? Let there be the apocalypse. Let's delete everything and see what happens. Now the styles are gone and it looks horrible, but the contents are still there. The picture is there, the title, and look at this, the app works. You have just seen how by taking the right decisions, in this case about the business structure, we have made a better software. This is real programming, analyzing, planning, and taking decisions. Of course, this was just a silly example I made for this video. A professional app can get way more complicated. But I'll just take 1 minute to show you something real. This is the software I'm developing now. It's a very complex project. Each one of these apps works by itself and doesn't need the others, but they can also work together in a synergetic environment. Each app can detect in real time if there are others installed, or if a new one comes, then ask the new guy, hey, can you do something for me to extend my functionalities? And then work together to improve the performance of each individual. For example, if a user joins an e-learning course, the chat app can detect it and automatically include this user in the common chat created for this course. And if in the future I develop new apps compatible with this ecosystem, once installed, the pre-existing programs will ask the new guy, hey, what can you do? Maybe you have something I can use. So the problem here is not creating apps that work. The point is making them talk together, identify themselves as a part of the team, and then be able to cooperate. This is not a matter of knowing a programming language, it's a matter of thinking, analyzing, planning, taking decisions. This paper you see here was the result of my thinking process. Once I knew what I wanted, and before writing a single line of code, I had to think, how do I do that? And after a while I came up with this business structure that makes it possible. In the moment of making this video, the project is going on. You have seen some of the graphic design, and now I'm writing the actual code. But you know what? Coding is actually easy. This was difficult. The success of my software in the future will depend on the quality of my thinking when I wrote this paper. In this video, I haven't talked about career, money, all that is important, but learning programming is personally so good for you that just by this is already worth it. Same as doing sports makes you stronger, learning programming will make you more intelligent. It's difficult to understand until you try and see it by yourself, but programming will require an intensive use of some deep mental skills that will make your mind more powerful. If you really want to improve, learning programming is one of the best options you will find to level up.